Right now, taking a full look at weather tonight, Weather Authority Chief Meteorologist Dan Cianca. Hey, Dan.
Hey there, Veronica. The fires in Canada are still producing quite a bit of smoke that's actually working its way into the United States as well.
Yeah, those images out of New York and other parts of the East Coast were crazy.
Were bad last week. Yeah, luckily it's not that bad, but it's still coloring up sunset, certainly. Let's take a look at just the smokecast over the next couple of days. We're looking across much of the nation's northern tier, and those fires producing smoke do push into places like Minnesota, North Dakota, and some of the stronger fires up into Quebec as well. Not really showing a lot of smoke reaching the U.S. just yet, but might see some toward the end of the week up into New England. And one other thing to note as well, while we have been experiencing a cool and damp springtime, really 2023 so far on the West Coast, much of the rest of the country and especially Canada have been hot and dry comparatively. So that's just another reason to realize that just because the weather is a certain way where you are doesn't mean it is elsewhere as well, as people have been suffering different things in other locations. Now, so look at our storm tracker right now. We can see a big swirl of low pressure over the Great Lakes, showers and thunderstorms there. Active weather. There's a new tornado reported into the Texas Panhandle this afternoon, maybe even into the Oklahoma Panhandle. Plenty of thunderstorm activity. All this lightning might be frightening to you because of the threat of wildfires, but most of it is accompanied by rainfall, and we haven't really had too much dry lightning across the west this year, and thus we don't really have a lot of fires to speak of. There was some smoke coming out of the Central Valley today, but might just be an agricultural burn. But here on the coast, we've been kind of socked in the clouds as we continue to sit into our June gloom style pattern. Now, the marine layer has been fairly deep over the last couple of days. It did compress to around 3,000 feet today, but there still is a trough to our south that is helping keep it somewhat deep. The ridge of high pressure to the west, the big red bullseye out here, is trying to nudge back toward us, which would ultimately bring us warmer weather inland, especially, and continue to compress our marine layer. And while it will get a little bit stronger in influence on us as we head into Friday and Saturday, ultimately it will lose the battle to a new trough digging down the coast, which will bring much cooler air once again to the inland side of things. Now, this trough, unlike some of the others that have moved through recently, will be a little bit more farther to the east, I should say. So we'll be on the back side of it, the drier side. So we have been in this moist air mass for a couple of weeks now. That's kept our low temperatures pretty mild. It has kept clouds over the hills in the afternoons and occasionally has brought some rainfall and even some showers and thunderstorms to our neck of the woods. But this is going to likely bring a drier air mass to us as we head into next week, which will do a couple of interesting things. One, drop our low temperatures, which have been pretty mild. Also, there is potential for offshore flow, which could really warm us up and clear us out on the coast midweek next week. Now, that's about a week out. A lot can change between now and then, but some of the things we're beginning to watch out there. In the meantime, overnight tonight, no major change. We'll be socked in with the clouds for the coast and inland valleys by the time we wake up tomorrow morning. Fog maybe in the hills, top of Highway 17 perhaps, but not in the lower elevations. Not really seeing much of a drizzle threat overnight tonight, but it's also always possible to get a few sprinkles out of the low clouds. Tomorrow afternoon should be fairly similar to today in that we won't see full clearing around the bay, only partial clearing. Places like Santa Cruz should see a little bit of sunshine tomorrow, Monterey a little bit. East shore of the bay may be more likely to be stuck in the clouds, I should say, tomorrow afternoon. As for the temperatures, well, in the hills and farther inland, we're going to continue our warming trend. So we're back to 80 in Boulder Creek tomorrow, but down on the coast, remaining in the mid-60s in Santa Cruz, Capitola, and even out to Davenport tomorrow afternoon. On the east shore of the bay, mainly mid-60s, a little bit warmer to Salinas, mid-70s to Hollister, and back to 80 in Morgan Hill. So there is some warmth the farther away from the coast that you get. Monterey Peninsula is still somewhat cool, even slightly cooler than normal, 64 expected in Monterey tomorrow. And then in the south, we'll see highs in the 70s in Carmel Valley and much of the Salinas Valley. But we should hit the 80s past King City and actually getting to the upper 80s tomorrow in Bradley. So starting to feel some heat out there. And some areas are going to warm up over the next couple of days, even on the coast by a degree or two as we head through Friday. And then we'll cool off a bit as the trough builds in Saturday and Sunday. But beyond that, there's potential, as I mentioned, for some offshore flow, which would cut down on clouds. So I've reduced the amount of cloud cover Monday and Tuesday next week and sent those temperatures upward a little bit. Notice the lows down to 48 on the coast Tuesday morning. So yeah, a little difference than what we've been experiencing. Most of our lows lately have been between 55 and 58. Inland areas, steady temps through Thursday, then warming up as the ridge nudges in Friday, Saturday. Then the trough digs down Sunday, Monday and cools us back down. The offshore flow next week will dry us out, which will drop our lows, but maybe also raise those highs back up. Veronica?
Look at that. Some of us looking forward to a 3-day weekend.
There you go.
All right. Thanks, Dan.